Welcome to Mystic Moods. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Right now, the death fog has disappeared from my area, or the foggy, strange fog, and the sun is hailing its bright light, its fluffy little leaves, and it's beautiful. So, peace to everyone. So, how are you feeling? It's morning, it's still morning, it's not quite, or almost 9 o'clock. The time of enterprise, business. Now, the offices are open, the trains are running, the planes are bzzz. Some parts of the world are doing more than bzzz. So anyway, welcome. Today is a new day. Hello, how are you? Motion brick. Bye. Well, you're going to work today or you're staying home? Who's going to work? Who's working at home? Who's working remotely? Who's listening to their boss and listening to something else at the same time? It's not very hard, is it? Sometimes it's the only way you can keep your sanity, right? Yes, I think so. Seen it, heard it, and all the little sneaky ways they try to watch what you do, and we come up with more sneakier ways. It's just the way it is, right? It's called keep it cool. Keep it cool. Now, how are you and what are you doing today that's going to make prosperity come your way? You say, I'm at work. Prosperity is coming to me at the end of the week. Well, bravo. But there are all types of prosperity. Hey, how are you? Hi. Hi, Bende Ho. Mystic. Bende Ho, how are you? Am I pronouncing your right name? You know I love you. That's air kisses. Well wishes. I've had a ridiculous germ for the couple of weeks, but now it's liberating itself. But you know what? I'm getting complaints that I smell like garlic. And you know what I've been eating? Garlic. And what does garlic do? It keeps the vampires away, right? So maybe that's the liberation. So I'm spreading good cheer, good health, and action. Hi. So let's just blast up today. Today is a fabulous day. Today is the beginning of something. And to that, my little puking cat, which is all my cats are shedding their hairs because winter's over. And they're all losing their furs. So their cat hairs are everywhere. They feel like little porcupine things. Nimminims. I mean, you kiss them or you pet them and your hand looks like, some kind of weird things hanging down, right? However, they're beautiful. And another hairball hits the floor. That's just the way it is. But they're still good. So, what is on everyone's agenda today? How can we get across? Well, how can we get that prosperity spirits to run us into nirvana? To not just walk us into nirvana, no, we need a dash, right? We need a dash of energy, dash of positivity. We need this something. We have to pay attention. We have to, because it's here. Oh, and grumbling. But you know what? A lot of us are like, Either way, we're like, We know the routine, right? But anyway, I'm so glad everybody's up and ready and full of vigor for today. Now, does anybody have anything on their mind today? or that they got to deal with today, or what? Monday, how about you? What is on your mind today? What is in your mind? Well, what to say? There's so many things. I mean, you can go all over the place. But many today are going to make today a happiness day. They're not going to worry about this, that, this, that, this, that. I mean, they're not going to forget it, but they're not going to be, unhappy, unpositive, right? One second. It's just a little too early to start with like spooks, the spooky things. We'll just call them, as Americans, we always, I guess, how do you say it? We always shorten things. Instead of calling it spooky, we'll call it spooks. Is there joy? Yes, there's joy. You're alive, I'm alive, and we're hitting it. We are hitting it. Today I feel great. I want to spread good feelings and good things to do, fun things to do. What could be fun about going to work, driving? You ask yourself, well, it could be peace, maybe peace in Ukraine, peace in Pakistan. But maybe not. Maybe the scene is, but with any type of scene, of that nature, it always takes a lot of moaning and groaning. Moaning and groaning. That's the fuel that makes these things work. Who is to gain and who is to lose? What company will gain and what company will lose? That's the framework. That's the basis of all this. And if you don't, a lot of people are just going, I'm not paying attention. And I used to think people who did not pay attention on these things, well, that's just excuse me. I used to think people who didn't pay attention to things, the things happening, that's just stupidness, or that's just like, just not paying attention. But you know what? Maybe sometimes if these people, these actors, these controllers do not have an audience, someone to, build up the anti-climax to their scenarios, then these things would dissipate. They would probably just dissipate into like nothingness. It's like a baseball game. If nobody watched a baseball game, it would soon be practice. And right, practice. Nobody really watches a practice game. But then again, if you have no audience, it's not practice. How long can the players do their thing? But if the bleachers are all filled, everybody's watching the show, everybody's tuning in, impact. And that is what so many things in life go for the impact. If you don't pay any attention, or you don't give them their desired response of antagonism, yes, they can do, a pinch is still a pinch is still a pinch, a blow is still a blow is a blow. However, and of course, a death is a death. But, certain people, certain groups of people have total non-restraining action. But, and they happen to be the people we know, the people we live in, our neighbors are that way too. Sometimes our neighbors are like, hey, they can't argue with themselves in their house, but they want to come out and they want to argue with you because when they close the door at night, you're not there. When they open the refrigerator and they sit down to eat, you're not there. So therefore, you're fair game. You're not involved in their poking distance. Or you're just like, who are you? Who are you? And then if you don't give them what they want, they're like this guy. I was throwing things to feed out, throwing things like vegetables, a few little vegetables, a few little harmless vegetables to feed the crows and the gophers. Why not? This is the kind of place that it didn't seem like it would make a big deal. However, apparently someone who has a horde of occupants underneath me was threatening and being agitated because saying I was throwing garbage. Now, there is a garbage container. I wasn't throwing garbage. I was feeding the life. However, he was saying I was feeding the insects to his abode. Needless to say, while he was barking in a guttural, threatening manner, I noticed that he had no underpants on. When you're above someone, you notice things like that. I noticed he didn't have a bald spot on top of his head, but he didn't have underpants on either. And he enjoyed bending and flashing me his huge, massive arse. Now, that was something that I'm trying to, I'm not going to go descriptive and impose that image on you. However, I'm just saying there's like things happening everywhere. And what do we do? Let's take crystal energy. Crystal energy. And when you give people, crystal energy is brilliant. Crystal energy is also reflective, right? Reflective. You have to allow for the crystal energy to shine, reflect your words, your actions back to you. And that's something they don't talk about. So, and I simply just gave him a response. Unlike, I almost found it amusing. Of course, it's hard not to be amused when you see something revolting and so huge and massive. And it's not every day that a woman sees a man's huge, ugly, blah, 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 derriere. Right? I suppose I could have photographed it and put it on Facebook. But maybe Facebook would take it down and call that lewd. Well, it's summer, and where I am, that seems to be a way of greeting, a way of dialogue. That thing, which I think has that happened to you? Has that happened to you? Right? Big, huge lumps. Anyway, let me get off that subject. Let me call the cleansing goddess of beauty. Take away. So, does anyone have any questions that they would like to have spoken about? Are you happy in love today? Are you ecstatic in health? I'm feeling so much love because I'm better. I'm really better. And I'm here to help others who need that extra kick, that extra step, that extra boost. To health and prosperity. Sometimes you have to take a little extreme measures, but of course you know that. Greetings, 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 earthlings, humans. Can you imagine the day that we'd have to call earthlings more than just humans? And we'd have to put, this is far out, of course. It's an idea. Why not go out there? Why always think about safe zone topics? This is my safe zone, my sanity zone. And the world is so peculiar. The world is so peculiar. There is no really, what would you call a safe place, a safe thought? A topic that you read in a newspaper? Could be. Or some impression you feel in your inner. And every time you have to ask, what, when some group is talking about another group, why? Why? Like, why is India and Pakistan going at it right now? They're always going at it, you could say. It just never stops. But why are they all of a sudden putting the word nuclear? Yeah, we do know that there's a lot more. There's fog. There's weather. There's weather. Now, weather is the most constant factor of all because, let's just say, all these other toys, ridiculous toys, can be impacted, exploded. But weather is something that we always have, right? We need weather. We need sun. We need air. We need water. Those are the critical things for any country, critical elements. But yet we say that is our national security. As humans, our national security is not a portion of somebody else's land. Our security is weather, water, air, sun, right? That is it. It has no other. It has no other national security. Let me like this. Ooh. Flame, fire. Even the way we so easily have fire. Did you ever try to make fire without a match? I haven't. I bet it's not this easy. But I guess like anything, if you get the hang of it. Now, ooh, doesn't this almost seem like a crystal jungle? Now, these sculptures of spirits, they're all around us. And they don't have to have this particular shape, but they have this energy, right? The birds are twinkling. The wind is nice. It's very peaceful right now. Very peaceful. Of course, there's a few people hammering in the distance. The office doors are churning. Laptops are pressed in. Now, smoke. Smoke of what? Birds are getting fed. I tried to do my part and help the little birdies with some crackers here and there. And I'll just find a way again because the birds are hungry. Did you read the other day? They said, anyway, in this part of the world, they said that 60 million birds disappeared. 60 million. Where do you think? Oh, I used to live high in a factory building over a river. I had about 400 at least birds a day sight on my windows. And I would go, okay, I'm never going to clean it. And hopefully the rain, I was on the top floor. But anyway, and then less than a couple years later, most of the birds had left. But the wires were up, the towers were up, the trees did not have as many leaves. The trees were dying. So something's going on. And yet we're like, every time we start to say, what is this? What is this? We get hit with a new thing, a new conflict. Now we have the century-old complex dispute, India and Pakistan. And they always try to put it to this, and that. Now, we do know that the essence of this probably is minerals. Minerals. They probably discovered something that they didn't know before, or they just wanted to hold tight. Hold tight. Hold tight. Info. Everything is information. In this country, the United States, they have a lot of things going on with college. But our president has assured us we're having jobs, factory jobs. So isn't this something we can look forward to? We can become great tradesmen. I'm not knocking it. You have to know how to do, like, you today, us today, have to do at least a dozen plus things. Not only do you must know how to work computers or something about computers, the language, the keyboards. We should have something what goes beyond the keyboards. We should also know how to make electricity. We should. Because when the grids, the mass connection goes down, either by some sort of, that's another thing, national security. National security should have different things instead of a common grid, which they can go yak, 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 right? But yet, if we knew how to make our own electricity, our own light, and there are things out there that show you how to use water as a conductive agent. There's lots of things out there. And that's what we should be spending our time doing. Growing our own vegetables, making our own clothes. Since when does modernity have us parasitic? No, we're not parasitic. Because then, the way they want you to spend your energy too, is you look at, anyone who looks at television, take lots of pharmaceuticals and repeat, and worry. In the garbage, in the cracker, in the bin for all this. However, if we just got up, look at the beautiful sun, looked at the cerulean blue sky, minus the chemtrails that crisscross the X's. And I did tell you the other day that about 10 days ago, in the sky in the Northeast, there were cross X's. Where is that at? Did God do that? No. I don't think any of the other spirits did it either. Who did that? They thought it was cute. It was thought to be cute. No, I don't find it cute. Do you? You don't either. Something sick. It's like, it's kind of the sickness is when you see a hungry dog eat another dog, or when a hungry pig eats another pig, or a human eats another human. It's that kind of thing. Sick. It's that kind of element a force. And those forces do exist, but today, we're not even going to go there. Today, we're going to go for like, how are you going to get rich? I need to get rich. You need to get rich. How are we going to do this? You can ask yourself. Wealth is an illusion and poverty is an illusion. However, we do know if your stomach wants to eat and there's nothing in it, the illusion is not an illusion. Something else is going on. And what could that be? What is it? What is it? Do you like a reading? Someone would like a reading. So, prosperity. They want to know how. Let me go get my other cards. Now, we're going to deal with these cards. Curious cat cards. Now, a question has come. Someone's been doing a lot of job hunting, and I want to know if the latest job that they sought after, if their latest job is coming through. Maybe I should get some water, but I will. Let me lay out this down. A job. Now I know the company. Thank you. I got it. Okay, this job. Getting a lot of direct messages. All this. You see this creature? It's looking. It's looking. Is this job the job? Will this work that you put into this job at the place? At the place, this job, how does it look so far? All right. Now, the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Well, the work is out there. The effort is out there. And you stated your desired salary. You put that out there. So everything is in motion. And a little help from here and there was also put. The world. Oh, interesting. Interesting, the world. The world is big, the world is vast. We'll have to check this one out, the world. You have the Knight of Pentacles and the world. The world. Look at this card. Pussycats, birds, fluidness, buzzing, activity. 5 of Pentacles. Whoa. The 5 of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. And the Three of Cups. Oh, Five of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Well, it seems as though perhaps the price, Three of Cups. Well, look at this. We have almost a back and forth, but not really. We have the King of Pentacles, right? The King of Pentacles. Then we have the world. That could either be there's so many people in the world. It could also be the state of the world. It could also be the now element. The nowness. And here we have the Five of Pentacles. Let's check out this Five of Pentacles because it seems otherwise, a little bit of hesitation in there. Let me move this over. Five of Pentacles. What kind of, now this Five of Pentacles, what message? Shall we take a little black card? Let's look at this Five of Pentacles here for your job. Now this could be Five of Pentacles. It could be, well, maybe you too little. Maybe you had to up your zeros. Can they believe they're getting such a bargain for so little? We don't know. Five of Pentacles. Their budget, the budget. What about the budget? Well, top tier gets top tier money, but maybe their idea of top tier money and yours. Let's see. Top tier. Let's just take two. I gotta take three. All right, let's see about this Five of Pentacles. What is this Five of Pentacles? Now we'll flip them all at the same time.
Okay, so I'm back. That was quite an interesting reading. I actually do want to clean up something before I start. Again. I've been taking emergency. Sometimes it makes things a little sticky. Okay, so and sugar and not much vitamin C. Could be. So, on the job front, I have noticed that there was another question that you sent in. And that job, or question about that job, requires moving to another state. A state you've been in before. One. And Queen of Wands. Skipped out momentarily. Essentially, from what I could see here, is that a move to another area, a completely different area, is something that has the thought of it. Okay, so I'm back. I went with just going on the natural phone data stream rather than the Wi-Fi of the house. Do you have kitties that want to eat? Oh yes, we were talking about moving. I'm sorry, I folded those cards back. We had 9 of Wands. Here's 9 of Wands. And what I saw with this 9 of Wands was that the idea of moving to a new area is a pretty good, oh, you feel pretty good about it. You realize that where you are, you can't go and get to go and have a sort of life that you need. And in fact, I feel like you've been antsy and itchy towards the idea of looking for another place to go, to an opportunity to finally move. Nine of Wands is accompanied, to clarify 9 of Wands. It was going on and off, so I really don't know how much was logged there, but essentially that's what that 9 of Wands was. Page of Wands. An offer is coming. Oh, the 5 of Cups. I just noticed I was on mute. If you move to another state, I have 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is basically realizing the idea of moving is nothing that you're adverse to. And you realize that where you're at, basically you need to move. 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups is almost like being taken advantage of your feelings. It's also like being hopeful about new connections and people taking advantage of you for that. Could also be like you've been acting true in a certain way, and with that 5 of Cups energy, these cards clarifying it, you just feel like a lot of people took advantage of your openness. The question is, why is this on the question of moving out of state? This really is like feeling like you've been taken advantage of. So Page of Wands has, I'm like, where do I prop? Where do I prop these things? Page of Wands gets, excuse me, Six of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Almost looks like a job offer. Almost looks like the opportunity to move. Someone's saying, well, if you want to move, then move. It's not that easy to move, though. In fact, I'm going to do this one more time. I feel like I got distracted. In between it, second opportunity is there, but it won't go through. Okay, so one more time with that. Let's see. Moving to another state. This energy almost looks like you will. There's no satisfaction where you're at. Looks like yes. Looks like a yes. She just ate her food. Now she wants to look out her window. Isn't she a pretty girl? She got to go by her window. Got to go outside. Well, not outside, but outside to sniff the air. She's a little girl that doesn't go out by herself. She goes out, it's with a whole bunch of other things. If anyone has any questions, let me know. I'm around. If anyone has any questions, you let me know. I'm around.